Hey guys, so something that I thought was interesting when I read the church handbook, and there were a couple of paragraphs that I noticed that I thought were just interesting, and I think I'm just going to go over those. And one of those was the autographs and photographs of general authorities in Area 70s. And something that I noticed that was interesting for me in regard to this was that we aren't supposed to ask general conference authorities for autographs and like to sign hymn books or scriptures. And I thought this was really interesting because I had never heard of that rule before. And so when I was reading it, I thought, oh, immediately, oh, why not? And apparently, it explains it further that it kind of interrupts the spirituality of whatever meeting is taking place. And so it did, and it just and what it says is it distracts from their sacred callings and the spirit of meetings. It could also prevent them from greeting other members. And I thought that was real. And I just thought that that was interesting because I never knew that we were supposed to not like, you know, interrupt, that we weren't, I did not know that we weren't supposed to ask for autographs and other things. Something else that I could relate that specifically to in research methods was that certain, we read a lot about in the test, um, we talked a lot about different tests and other things for research, and the um, that how the researcher or the tester can influence the participants in the exam. And by giving hints or by treating certain people differently, and this can cause bias in a research study. And so I thought that that was pretty interesting because to me that kind of relates to the spiritual stuff and how we're not supposed to ask for autographs and other things or take pictures at the general conference because it will distract from our test, which is our test in this case would be to feel the spirit, and it kind of creates like a bias to not feel the spirit as us, human beings are pretty carnal and we, have a lot of like fallen man sin going on. And so I thought that, that was something that I could relate to in research methods. And I think that sounded a lot better in my head than it sounded out loud. And it just was interesting. And so and I thought that and then there was another part that we talked about was the church name and logo, which we're supposed to now not call ourselves Mormon, but we're supposed to call ourselves the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I thought that that had the same thing to do is because we don't want people to have that because Mormon has a certain connotation to it. It doesn't, refer back to Christ, and that can give a bias in a certain way from what other people can see. And so I thought that that was also a way that I could relay what we were learning in research methods specifically to how the church functions. And there you guys go.